Hello, welcome,
Hey everyone, how's it going?
How is everybody doing on this beautiful day?
As you come in, say hello, how are you doing? Tell us where you're watching from, if you are on Facebook, if you're on Twitch, if you're on the UBTubi. I am going to share this a few places as Sean says hello to everyone. And also kind of let you know what we're trying to accomplish on Twitch. I was told today by my content manager, because now I've given titles to my entire team and job descriptions, and Ryan, as being my content manager, has informed me that I need to get up to 70-ish viewers on Twitch.
75 subscribers or watchers.
Okay.
Something like that for a complete week. And then we jump up to something.
Yeah. So I said, okie dokie, Ryan. So also, plus, if you want to see a nice quality graphic, if you want to see it in a better resolution,
ooh, yes,
Twitch is where it's at.
There's the link for Twitch. Just click on that. If you have never created a Twitch account, you can do that for free. Come up with a fancy name if you want. You don't have to. But you will see the quality is so much better. All right, let's see who's all here. We got, you know, it's funny, Milady, you are literally have been the first one every single time we go. That's very cool. Jessica Salas, Nancy Leland, Inez, hello, Carol, hello, Jen and Gail and G, Jackie Bates, Milady, of course, again, Kathy, I'm trying to see somebody else here, Beverly, Cutting and Chalking with Linda B, Jill and Colleen, Sylvia, good day. Hi, Pat. Annie, Shannon, these are the guys from Facebook. Margaret, Amanda Armstrong, Gail and Tina, and Wicked Flakes, our first Twitch person. Dee Dee, Kirby, hi Dee Dee.
Hi Dee Dee.
Shell, Tisha, Angela Stone, Andy and Candy, and I think I've got Myrna, Teresa, Mary, and Misty, Patty, Kathy. I think that's everybody so far. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Kenny is getting everything shared. You know how it is. It's the slowest thing in the world. You wish you could be done all in one button, then we can just get going. We'd like to say, please, if you have any questions, have them in caps. It's easier for me to see, and this way I know it's a question.
Yes.
That would be great.
All right, guys, so welcome to yet another live. This is, I think, we're up to 22 days, maybe?
I think so.
And shockingly, I'm not doing a Christmas project today. I know it feels like it's the 45 days of Christmas. So today I figured I am going to work with a service I don't normally work with, and no matter what you guys say, I feel like I was the inspiration with the Surface because it is a studded burlap board, and I was in carpool karaoke with the CEO.
Yes, you were.
And I feel like I was the inspiration, and I never use it. So I'm going to use it today. Now, I will let you guys know, burlap board is kind of a chameleon in the fact that some people will say it's better to use paste with it. Some people will say it's better to use ink with it. I say rock out with either your chalk or ink out and do what you want. Yeah. I don't have the colors of ink I want, so we're going to be hoping paste works. All right, so as everyone is coming in, we have some fun stuff to get your opinion on today, so I'm going to wait for a lot of people to join before we talk about that. First and foremost, make sure your questions are in caps so Sean can see them. And that way we can answer it for you. We know we have a lot of designers. Please, if you're a designer, do not share this live. No. It is against compliance, and I don't want you to get in trouble. Nope. So don't do it. Don't do it. Also, I always like to go over the ways you can experience Chocolatory. I won't spend too much time on this, but we do get a ton of questions afterwards, and this is a great way to go over that. So I always say there is 3 amazing ways that you can experience Chalk Couture for yourself. The first way, and the way that I started, was I joined Chalk Couture as a designer. As a designer, you pay $99 and you get an amazing starter kit. The starter kit right now has our holiday transfers in it. You get 5 beautiful paste colors. You get 7 transfers, you get an apron, surfaces, a start guide, all of the greatness, but most importantly, you get between 40 and 60% off. That's right. If you're someone that's going to be ordering a lot of this product, it is best for you to join as a designer.
Yes.
However, I know you might have questions. What are the quotas? What do I have to do? Is there a monthly fee? What are design dollars? So I have created something called Ken's Creations Chalkologist Opportunity Group. This is a group for customers. Unfortunately, I cannot add designers or even my team into this group. And I go over all the information about joining and most questions that you might have. This way you can learn about it at your own rate, ask me questions, and also you don't feel pressured, because nothing is worse than me breathing down and saying, are you ready? Are you ready to join?
You feel like a used car dealer. Stop it.
Yes. So if you want to get access to that group, the link is down below. All right. The second way that you can experience it, and I can confidently say we have 85 people experiencing it this way, is to join our Club Couture program. Club Couture is like Happy Mail every single month, because between the 5th and 15th, you are going to get an exclusive, I want to stress that, exclusive transfer that you can only get if you're a designer or a Club Couture member. This transfer comes with 3 paste singles, PDF instructions, YouTube tutorial, and access to our Facebook group. In this Facebook group, myself and Sean go live once a month. We create 3 projects using the Club Couture. This month, I feel like we can create like 20 projects because the Club Couture is so good.
Awesome.
Not only do we create these projects, we give away these projects. We open an exclusive discount to our club members once a month that is unmatched or unparalleled or unbeat. And today, because Sean now is, are you ready? He is, what is your title?
I am basically the shipping and fulfillment guy.
He is product development and shipment manager and facilities manager.
Something like that,
yes. So that means Sean is in charge of all shipping and creating exclusive bundles and deals, which means next week we will be starting a VIP group for customers that are not part of our Club Couture, so you get access to deals. So all that's coming. Now, for those of you who always ask, this is what what a Club Couture member gets in the mail. They will always get the exclusive B-size transfer and 3 paste singles. Now, as a designer, you get the Club Couture transfer. As a Club Couture customer, you get the transfer and paste singles. If you get the paste singles, make sure to always knead it like you would a package of soap or something, because this activates our Chalkology paste magic, and without doing that, sometimes it comes out very sad.
Yes.
All right. So the third and final way you can enjoy Chalk Couture is you can pay regular full prices by shopping our site. And some people say, Ken, why would you do that? Well, fact of the matter is, a lot of people don't want the commitment of doing a Club Couture, or they don't want to join, and they love the product, or they need it right away, and you have the choice to choose any designer. So when you choose us as a designer, we really thank you, because this is what has given us not only the freedom, but sometimes stress of working full-time here, right?
Yes, it is so much.
So much.
Look at what Jill did. Jill says from Facebook, she says, oh my God, I'm trying on Uncrushable. You are so right, Amazeballs. I
know. Everyone is making fun of me, and they're saying, Ken. Like Ryan's even said, I think you're overselling it. And I'm like, I am not overselling it. I don't know. Maybe they put cocaine in that bread. I don't know. I don't know what magicness allows that bread to get defrosted and not be wet and be super soft and airy. Maybe that's why they can't be sold in Canada, because there's so many chemicals in it.
It could be, who knows?
All right, guys. So before we get started on the project, you guys are the first to see a couple of things. So number 1, I am going to let Sean show you something that he wanted to show yesterday, but I forgot about it. So let's show you. We had a lot of people ask about our shed and why we're getting a shed. I will let Sean explain why we got it and what it looks like.
So here's the shed. That is, it's green, but they call it a slate, or kind of a gray slate, but it is kind of a kind of a cool green in a way with a off-white trim. That size is a 16 by 12, so 12 deep and 16 wide with 2 3-foot doors, so it's 6 feet wide when you open it. We have so much stuff in our house that a lot of our things are getting overfilled, so we needed something to open up our spaces. So we got this way, and believe me, I think we will fill this thing to the brim, front, back, side to side, and everything. It is pretty cool. So the first thing I have to do is hang some lights in there, which the lights I got are not the ones I wanted. So I'm going to take those back to Costco and get the other ones, because I wanted to make them in parallel so they can turn on all at the same time. The other pair could not do that. So now I got this, but yeah.
Yeah, and the main reason, well, number one, yes, we have a lot of stuff, so Sean is right. But number two, I have found out very, 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 very well that I am a person that if I have clutter or I don't have organization, I get cranky. So I want to take one of our rooms, which isn't really a room. I think the previous owner had it as like a computer office. And right now it's a storage room, but I want it to be our staging room where we can actually stage photos, because right now we have to clean everything and stage photos. So in order to do that, we have to get stuff out, which is all of our Christmas decorations, maybe some Legos, a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm super excited. So that is number one thing that you guys get special, super duper secret access to. The next thing I wanted to remind you guys is, drumroll, Sunday is our auction.
Yes.
So I think we have close to 75 pieces we are clearing out of here, and some of these pieces were done by Sean, some were done by me, some were even done by Jasmine, and they will be auctioned off to the highest bidder. We are going to be going live. Very, very important. We will be going live on Ken's Creations YouTube page. So not this YouTube page, my main YouTube page that has 106,000 subscribers. We will be live there at 9/11. 2 and 4 Pacific Standard Time. 9/11, 2 and 4 Pacific Standard Time. And the reason we are doing it on that channel is this way, if we share links or talk about other products we've used with Couture, or you guys ask a question, I don't have to worry about, ooh, I can't answer that because of compliance or whatever. So it'll just be a lot easier. So set your alarms, set your timers. It's a lot of fun. We cannot wait for that. And that is, once again, this Sunday. Last but not least, and I am I'm not sure if I'm excited, if I love these or hate these. As many of you are aware, due to compliance reasons, I need to change my logo. So compliance states that I cannot use the Couture logo in conjunction with my logo and manipulate it. Right now, our current logo has both the logos matched up together.
It's right there in the
so
corner there.
Well, and you can actually really see it here. So let's bring it there. So that Couture has the main logo, and then my logo is faded in the background. Unfortunately, we cannot do that. It's against compliance, and I want to make sure I'm in compliance. So I've been thinking about what I should do for a logo. I have 4 options, I think.
You do have 4,
I have 4 options I want to share with you. Now, these are not final options. These are just renderings. That's something I've been playing with because I really wanted it to be, when people saw it, they knew it was Couture and they knew it was us. So number one is literally my logo in teal with the silhouette of 2 guys. The prevalence is basically the mystery of the guys. I was inspired by Man About Cake with this one. Man About Cake, if you've ever seen it, is a Joshua and John Russell. He's a cake decorator, and his logo is a guy with like icing above his head, and I was inspired by that. So then I flipped it around and made the KK more prevalent with the teal in the background and our silhouettes in the background. The third version is the KK with Sean and I, and you actually see us. It's just faded a little bit. And the final is the us with the KK and Ken's Creations Couture on it. So I would love, love, love to know your guys' feedback on this. And
I'll flip them again.
Sean's going to show all 4. Let us know which one your favorite is. So these are by far not finals. These aren't ones that I'm saying I will be for sure using. I might go in a completely different direction, but I just kind of want to see what you guys feel. I've gotten a couple people's opinion, and I want to know what you guys think.
So there we go.
So Jazzy says the last one, which is the one Sean is going to.
Yeah, I like it, but if we didn't want the words, I think the one without it, I think this one would do really good too.
The reason I like the words, to be honest, is people know that it's Couture related. So
Sure.
if you are new and you've never seen Couture, you wouldn't know the teal. You guys, my heart really does kind of lie with this one, just because it's prevalent Ken's creations. It's that silhouette of two guys, and you're not even sure, and you have a little bit of the teal. So, but I think the majority of people were, my gut tells me this last
Yeah, a lot of
one.
people are saying the fourth one. Quite a few, yeah. 4444, first one, 444, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of first ones.
So anyways, I'll be posting them on my site so you guys can all take a look at it. There was 3 requirements I was looking at for a logo. Number 1 is teal. Number 2, I wanted to have the KK part of it. So whether it be just the KK or the Ken's Creations logo, because that is my brand, that is what people know. But number 3, I started thinking about it, and everyone kept saying it needs to be a distinctive view, and it's like, dawned on me when I was sitting upstairs today, I was like, oh my gosh, I use our avatars in every single graphic I make. And I was like, we should somehow use those. Don't you think?
I think so. I think
Because
so.
Omar did a beautiful job and
did.
nailed that. So anyways, let us know what you guys think, and we're going to be putting that on the page so you guys can vote. So once again, this is part of our 45 days of live. Thank you so much for joining us. I think I was a little crazy when I came up with this idea because number 1, it's a lot of projects. Number 2, it's a lot of time because of the setup and everything. But you guys, you know what? Today, I'm just going to throw it out there with Jasmine watching. Jasmine texted me and basically said she left today. I am not kidding when I say we sat down yesterday and had a no hold bars. We needed feedback. It was literally, tell me what you hate about me, tell me what you love about me, tell me what you hate about Sean. Like literally, like, what do we need? And overwhelmingly, my team said, we need job descriptions. We need something that says, here's what I'm supposed to do every day. Here's what I'm held accountable for. Here's my title. Here is what we need to be successful. And so literally, I asked them, what's your favorite thing? Today, I wrote job descriptions. Today, I gave them all examples. The first thing Jasmine said was, no wonder why you're stressed out. Look at all of the stuff you do. And literally, as I'm writing the job descriptions, that like weight was lifted off my shoulder. Like, oh my gosh, Jasmine's gonna be in charge of this, and Sean's in charge of this, and Ryan's in charge of this, and I get to do what I love. And it just worked out, and it felt great.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
A quick shout out. Hi, Mom. Thanks
Hi,
for
Mom.
joining. And her knee is doing well. She had a good day at PT today.
Yeah.
So very good.
So anyways, thank you so much. And stay tuned because my content manager, i.e. Ryan, so just so you guys know the titles, Jasmine is my personal assistant and social media manager. Ryan is the content manager and affiliate manager. And Sean is shipping or product fulfillment and facility manager.
Yes.
And Ken is talent.
Yes. Of course, always.
On-air talent.
Always say on-air talent.
So I think I have the best job. All right, guys. So let's get started with our project. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'm super excited. We're actually going to be doing 2 projects today. I know, right? Exciting.
Wow.
And we are going to be using the natural burlap boards. As always, Mr. Ryan, being my my content manager, will be speeding up these videos and posting them over the next month. So be looking for our YouTube page and or Facebook if you like any of the projects we made, but you do not want to stick around for 2 hours. I get that. I totally do. I forgot how much I do love these. So these are our burlap boards.
What?
Oh, a couple other things is we also now have closed captioning on both Facebook and YouTube, but please know, I don't like that.
I know. I just want to see it.
Okay,
Somebody
but I
said
don't like it.
somebody said that the Facebook one was wasn't working.
Facebook what?
Closed caption.
It works sometimes. Facebook is very hit and miss. YouTube it works, but sometimes I talk so fast it doesn't really know what I'm doing. So I will let you know on camera, this is kind of a little dizzying, but it will get a little better. So this is our burlap board. It comes in 2 different sizes. This is the smaller size, which is 18 by 24, and the bigger one, oh wait, no. The small one is 12 by 18, the bigger one is 18 by 24. So this is the small one. What I like about our burlap board, besides the fact that it has studs all around it, is it's actually a hard wood.
Hard type into
Yeah.
probably an
Can you
MDF.
zoom out a little bit more because
sure
it is
can.
we're gonna do it here. Awesome. All
There
right.
you Sorry about the moving lines. There's
Yeah,
a.
it's like
It's called a. I think they call it a moire effect.
more.
It's just
Ooh,
unfortunate. Like
Which,
if you,
talking about amore, which is like I love you, amore.
Amore, but there's
Disney
a-
Plus has 10 million subscribers already. 10 million. Do you know how much they're making every single month on that?
if you said a minimum of 4,
You
what is
either
it
have
for?
jelly on your face or blood.
Where?
There.
Well, then grab it.
I'm not. If it's blood, I don't want your blood.
I think it's jelly.
Oh. Yeah, that's a lot of subscribers.
So $4, that's 40 million.
I don't know if
50
it's,
million.
is it $4?
It's $4.99.
I thought it was only for certain people. Was that?
Well,
I thought it was
some,
like
so
6. I don't know. I don't know.
If it's
guys.
6, well, let's just say it's a lot of money.
So the first one we're going to make is the Let's Get Cozy. Now these would make very adorable pillows, but because of my 45 days alive, I've ran out of pretty much everything. So we are going to do these on our burlap boards. So a couple things on burlap is it is a rougher surface, and which means you might not get your perfect results like you would on a chalkboard because we are not getting a tight, how do I want to say it? The silk screen or the chalk transfer itself won't be, like on a board it sticks pretty well. This we're going to have to make sure we get it to stick pretty well. Does that make sense? Or did I just confuse myself and everyone else?
Who has 10 million? That would be Disney Plus, Jessica.
Disney Plus, isn't that cray-cray? 10 million subscribers on launch day. Like that's, bless you, cray-cray.
Caught it.
So we are going to line up the Let's Get Cozy. Okay, so the trick I told everyone yesterday
I'm going to do this here.
is if you have a chalk transfer that's been well loved, which this one has, and you want it to stick a little bit better, I will tell you what I do. Now, by no means will Chalk Couture ever tell you to do this because our product is 100% guaranteed. And technically, if you do this, you can harm your transfer. So I will give that disclosure out before you guys go and do it and then call customer service and say, well, Ken, if Ken's Creations told me to do it, I will deny it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll blame Jasmine. Right? Isn't that what personal assistants are for, is to blame them?
Wicked Flake says I'm probably the only one that didn't join.
I
think our main thing for joining is I want to get rid of our $140 a month satellite bill.
Please. We want to join because we're addicted to Disney
Yes,
and
we are.
Pixar. Like, I'm telling you guys, they own everything. Okay, first of all, they own
pretty much
everything.
do.
And number 2, the content on there is amazing. If you have kids, you need to be a Disney Plus. Like, there is no reason you should not. Okay, so we have our, I'm just making sure that Let's Get will fit in here. I'm just going to see if it will. Let's see if I do that, and because I don't want it to hit the, it's going to get a little, let's get, so I'm going to bring it down literally to right above the studs.
Yeah, because then we also got the Apple version for free for a year.
Yeah, we got that for free for a year, which is cray-cray. But there's not a ton on there yet.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why they're doing, well, I think they're trying to also compete with Disney. Because, I mean, that's a powerhouse. But did you hear the controversy? A lot of people are upset with Disney because they edited a lot of the Simpsons videos to be HD format. And by doing so, they cut out a lot of the original, like, frame. And some of the jokes don't even make sense. Yeah.
Weird.
I know, right? See the things you learn live.
Little did I know.
Am I talking you into it? Maybe I need to get...
It's not it's not a channel on cable. It is its own streaming service.
I
Isn't it?
mark my word, cable will be gone in the next 10 years.
Yeah, there will be no more cable. Probably not even satellite. It's going to be
Yeah,
all
I think
streaming.
it's all going to be live streaming.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hit this with some heat, and then I'm going to use a squeegee to make sure it's nice and adhered. So if you're wearing a microphone, you might want to mute. Sean, why do we do this? What's the heating and then using this? What does this do for us?
What it does is that it's kind of like when you're trying to remove a sticker, you're softening the glue up that's on there. So that's what you're basically trying to do, is soften up that glue so it has a little more stick to it.
Mm-hmm. And just like we would for ink, because this is a burlap board. What is burlap? It's a material. Mm-hmm. It has the potential to move on us. So I'm going to grab some blue tape. Normally I would use our transfer or our placement tape, but it's pretty thin, so I'm going to use blue tape. And all this is going to really do for me is keep it in place so it doesn't shift. Normally we would use this mostly for like inking, but our burlap board is a harder surface to work with. I love it. It's awesome, but because of our screens being, adhesive, it's a rigid material, so sometimes they don't stick as well as I would like it. So this is kind of a little bit of a trick that you can do to get it to stick a little better. I will tell you, I don't know if people are afraid of the burlap board or just don't know what to do with it. I went to go look for inspiration, and not a lot of people have a ton of stuff on this yet.
Nope.
And I think it is something where people are confused. Do I use it with ink? Do I use it with paste? It shifts on me, and that can be kind of frustrating.
So we kind of have a question that's kind of interesting to say.
That?
So Jamie over on Facebook says, would washing the back of the stencil and letting it air dry help with the stick?
Yes and no. So washing your transfers right away is always going to help. I do not let it air dry. And the reason why is, if you think about it, when we air dry something, there's dust in the air, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the air, and it could potentially stick to your transfer. So I do dry my transfers pretty much right away. And yeah, hope that makes sense. Okay, now remember, this is a burlap board, so we want to make sure it's on here nice and good. There's no ripples. Once again, if you need to, use a little heat. But if we don't get a perfect transfer, we're not going to freak out. Okay, Sean, we're not going to do it.
Okay.
So I am going to start with white. And my white paste is a little bit on the thinner side, which I did because it gives me some more time to get it. Now you'll notice when I do this, I kind of hold with my hands the area I'm working to make sure I don't have any kind of lift or anything like that. So another thing on our burlap board that I kind of learned, not the hard way, I made a really cute Halloween board for my dad using our burlap board. And I used one of my favorite colors on there, and it was kind of hard to see. So the burlap board either does really well with darker colors or really like a white and stuff. It's harder to see, like, well, I should say it's better to use with very minimal colors. Like the hot mess on here with a lot of colors can get a little, like if you have a really, really dark purple and then a really bright green, the contrast is almost too much, wouldn't you say, Sean?
Mm-hmm. That's true. Too much.
Too much what?
Paste.
Contrast.
Or contrast, sorry.
Yeah. He's trying to do everything.
Sorry.
All right, so I am going to now remove my white, and I'm pushing, not super hard, but I am trying to get up as much of it as I can. Just remember, you want to go, I always like to go up and down. If you go left to right, that's kind of where you can kind of squish it. And this white is pretty thin, so I could have a little bit of seepage.
Jen from Twitch is saying, Ken, Couture has gotten so much better with shipping. I ordered transfers during yesterday's live, and they're already on the way.
I am so excited. I've been seeing that in a ton of team pages, like, oh my gosh, what is going on with shipping? And I say, it is awesome. That's what's going on with shipping. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Yada!
Ta-da!
All right, I'm going to go wash this, Sean, if you want to dry for me.
I'm going to dry this, so 1 moment. Foxma was asking, does it absorb into this? I think it absorbs a little bit, but it definitely, as you can see, I'll bring it up closer to it, that it sits right on top of it as well. So it's probably absorbing a little bit, but you can see how well you can see the texture of the burlap sitting right there.
Okay, so we are going to make sure that this is very, very dry because you can kind of see it's a little still wet. And the reason why is we are doing a pattern overlay. So I'm going to really dry this. Give me 1 sec here. Okay, so what a pattern overlay is, everyone, is we are going to put a pattern down on this, and then we're going to put that cozy back on this. So because we need to do that, I'm going to dry the cozy transfer. So this cozy transfer is pretty wet. I'm going to put it sticky side down onto my surface.
So I have a good question.
Yeah, Sean.
Could you heat set if you use ink on this?
Absolutely, you could. I don't know if you need to, but you could, because really all the ink set is, or heat set doing, is if you plan on washing something, really.
But I don't think you're going to wash this.
Yeah. So when I used ink on it, when I made my the Santa above the village, I used ink and I did not set it, and I think that's already gone. I think that was in our last auction.
Yeah, they're asking, do you think it takes longer to dry when it goes on burlap? I don't really think it, maybe.
I don't think it does. It just, I put a pretty thick layer of white on
it. It feels a little on the thicker side, so yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah.
That's why it probably took a little longer.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm using my 4-inch squeegee to make sure all the water is squeegeed out of this, because we want to make sure we do not get any moisture still in that, because it will reabsorb that paste underneath and then it will pull up on me, which we definitely don't want. Excuse me, Shawnee. All right, so I'm gonna also dry this by putting it down on my fuzzing cloths. This time it is sticky side down, and I am going to use a Norwex window cloth. Now, I'm always honest with you guys, and I will tell you how it is. I love our fuzzing cloths. I use our fuzzing cloths all the time. My only complaint with our fuzzing cloths is I don't feel the drying side, which is the microfiber side, absorbs water extremely well. It does a good job on getting it first, but the window cloth absorbs water amazing. So, and I've given that feedback to Couture. The fuzzing cloth, I mean, obviously is a killer price, especially if you're a designer. They're $7.99, which ends up being $4 something for us, where these window cloths are 20 bucks a pop. So I can see, you know, the difference in price. I'm not saying, but when I'm layering with especially white, I like to make sure we are really moisture free.
I can't wait until Wednesday next week.
Why?
Fiber is finally
Oh, here. Sean's so excited.
Fiber
he
is...
kept on saying, like...
fiber optic is...
He goes, they'll let me know. I have an email. And I was like, well, we should just check. And he was like, we're not going to get it. And then I was like, Sean, it says we get up to 996 MBS. And he was like, that's fiber. And I was like, I know. Do you want to sign up for it? And he's like, it can't be. They haven't told me that yet. And I was like, that's what it says.
Yep. It's coming in
so
Wednesday.
He's very excited. Okay, so next up is our mini buffalo plaid. So buffalo plaid is all the rage. You go to Hobby Lobby, you go to anywhere, you are going to see, Sean, my thing's flashing red.
Oh, that means it's time to change the batteries.
Okay, so while he changes the batteries, this is a very popular pattern right now. Now, there are people out there that essentially will say to you, you can't hear me, but they'll basically say, well, I'll wait till I have my batteries in. Perfect.
Yep.
So basically, our silkscreen on our mini buffalo plaid, you can get a perfect transfer. I prefer it to be a little bit more on the distress side, but if you want it to be a perfect transfer and you're using a burlap board or a pillow, I highly suggest using a brand new one or using a little bit of heat to make sure it's on your board really, really good. I don't even think I have a new mini buffalo plaid. Let me look, because I use it so much.
Kristen Dang, Facebook. Sean, I thought Ken was going to chalk your cast.
We tried.
That's kind of what happens when you try to chalk on it. It's just too
It looks like pigeon poop.
many holes.
Pigeon poop.
I've worn out my mini buffalo plaid.
Me
yes,
too.
Trying to get a new.
I
Time to get a new one.
I had
What are you looking for?
an extra mini buffalo plaid noodle. I'll be right back.
Oh. Thanks, Jasmine. Yeah, someone asked if you can wash and dry your fuzzing glass. Absolutely, you can. It's very much washable. It's fiber. It's microfiber on the back and then terry cloth on the front. It's just like having a normal towel. Just when it gets all gross and messy and stinky, throw it in the wash, dry, no bleach, gentle, normal wash. We have like 10 of them and they come out fine. There's usually no problems with it. It's very, very good. Ooh, a pet drying cloth from PetSmart. That might be fun. Teamwork, teamwork. Got that right, Jazzy.
I thought I had another mini buffalo plaid, Sean.
What's that? You thought you got another one?
Another one, yeah. I'm just gonna double check to make
you
sure.
Did I don't think I've ever seen it. Well, you're just looking to see if it's in the
maybe got
drawer.
Yeah. Bear with me, guys, because mine has lost all stick.
You're not confusing it with the big one, right?
No, but that's okay.
Okay, we'll make it work.
I may have given it away too.
Renee asks, what's my favorite transfer? It's hard to say what my favorite is since I really don't do this often. There are some ones that are really cool looking, I will have to say. But I don't know. Hard to say what's my favorite. Of course, when the big E transfer that was the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year is very, very cool. The Victorian skull is probably, if I really had to go, is really cool looking. And I've seen some people do some really neat things with it. I think or it's hanging over there. So we've done it with a few things. So the Victorian skull is, I guess maybe is my favorite.
Okay, well, this is it. So we are going to make sure that this is really on here good. Because...
Oops, I think my husband used a dryer sheet. Yeah, you probably want to rewash it and see what happens.
Okay, so we're going to place this down first. And Sean can kind of explain what's going on here. We're putting down this, and then we're going to be putting the cozy over it. So the transfer really will, or the paste will only go through, it'll go through the cozy and then through the pattern. If that makes any sense.
I did like the world map. The world map is a cool transfer. I liked it as well. I think it was really cool on the board we used. because we did that with the gold, and the trim around the border was gold as well. So that's why it was really neat.
So if you guys haven't seen what I'm doing here, this is essentially, you can put any pattern on lettering like this, and we're going to put cozy over it, which will essentially block out where we don't want the pattern to go, if that makes any sense. And this way we get that buffalo plaid over this in black.
Somebody was asking, can you use Pixie spray to make it stickier?
You can. My Pixie spray on this big of a transfer, this has a lot of open spots, and Pixie spray will work, but the problem with Pixie spray is on big open spots like this, it can clog it. So I'm just going to use my tape to make sure it's down pretty good.
So when do we get to see the reveal of the projects Jazzy has been working on?
Those I think are, that it would be up to my content manager. He is in charge of uploading stuff.
That would be Ryan.
Yes. And I don't know exactly which ones Jazzy, those all kind of happened when we weren't here, when we were in Canada. All right, so now we're gonna grab the cozy. I'm gonna make sure this is really dry. I'm gonna have Sean hold it up for me.
Yep.
And it's dry. And all you're gonna do is line it up with your cozy underneath. And it should perfectly line up. If it doesn't, you just wanna play around with it. And this is gonna be going through 2 transfers. So we are gonna make sure our paste is nice and thin and we get good coverage. But I am gonna hit this with a hot setting. Because this is pretty non-sticky. So I'm going to also put down blue painter's tape and just make sure we have it on there really good.
You hear the stencil Sean's tummy? No.
No. Did you hear that? No.
Of course, our good friend Isabel, she chalked her son's face with some of the what was it called? One of the icon.
The Halloween icons. Sets, yeah.
So like the spider webs and a few like here and stuff. And he's autistic, so wearing a mask or anything like that was not his cup of tea. So she did that, and he wore it all day long and everything, and it looked really cool. And it was just the black paste, which shows you it is non-toxic and works just fine. You just knocked my socks off with your ideas.
Well, this tape is not doing me any justice. So I'm gonna remove it, and we are just going to
wing it.
Well, not wing it, but we're going to really, really, really add our paste carefully. So, you know what? Let's try. I'm gonna try a little bit of Pixie spray and see how we go.
So Florence, that.
Oh, careful.
Oops, sorry.
It's okay.
Could be, that is one way of doing that, putting down that, but then of course you have all that plaid. But by doing this, only the cozy will have plaid and nothing else. So out comes the good stuff.
Okay, so the way that Pixie spray works, and I do have a video, it's under where it says Ken recommends. So you can see it. Basically, it is a very lightweight, light tack spray. And this is very important because you don't want to spray glue, like a glue adhesive onto your transfer, because it can clog your
silk screen. Yep.
So this works really good. The key to this is you're gonna spray it, I think it's 12 inches away from it. And we have to let it dry for, I think, a minute, right?
How long? Yeah, about a minute, yep.
And I'm putting this down just because I don't want to get this spray. Okay, so I'm gonna put my cozy down. I'm gonna shake this 12 inches away, which is pretty.
You're just basically trying to stay on the outside. Nope, inside too.
Okay, now we're going to, you can use a hairdryer to speed it up. We're not going to do that. We're going to let it do its thing. You can go up to us for a minute while we look at this. Any more responses on the logo, Sean?
Anything on the logo? I do not know. Have not heard.
Is it raining out?
You're gonna have to look. I have no idea.
Okay, guys.
I don't think it's supposed to rain after. They said 2 o'clock was about when it was supposed to stop. So.
Jobs. Okay. All right, so let's hit this with a hairdryer just on the low setting.
Could you spray the paper, then stick the transfer down? Yes, I can. Johnny says it's pouring in the Pacific Northwest. On the Seattle side, probably, because that's what it does over there. We had 2 votes for the first pick with words. Yeah, I think most people like the last one, and a few of the ones like the first one too. Hello, Cindy.
Oh, Pixie Spray, you are wonderful.
Hey, Jasmine, don't forget to remove the HTTP in the Facebook one. It won't go through. I keep seeing frowny faces.
Frowny face. Okay, the only reason I'm going to be using a little bit of... Okay, well, no, I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to pray to the gods. Okay, so I do want to make sure my ink is a little bit on, or my paste, I apologize, is a little bit on the thinner side. And the reason why is we are going through 2 transfers here. And luckily, Ryan found extra black because I was all out and didn't think I was going to be able to do this project.
And then he found 2 of them, not just 1.
What do you think?
That looks pretty good.
Okay, so we're going to take our time because we can always re-ink it if we need to. I would not use a 4-inch because a 4-inch sometimes can do a little bit more-ish trouble. I'm just going to slowly put it on first, and we're going to push it through before we remove it. We don't want to push it through yet. We just kind of want to gently put it on because the paste will kind of act as an adhesive. Oh shoot, I did this wrong. Or did I? No, I didn't. I'm good. I almost had a heart attack. Or did I? Because it's going to block. Okay.
I don't remember.
I'm so nervous about it not sticky or not going through that I thought I was, but I think I did it right. And if this doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'm feeling pretty, not great, but not horrid. am going to wait until the end to do the bottom where the nails are, because that is my biggest concern. So we're going to be really careful in that area. Huh, Sean?
Yes. Hey, Loretta. If it didn't work, could you chalk paint the canvas and reuse it? You could, but you'll probably see the word cozy because it's thick. Ta-da!
Oh, Pixie spray.
Looky there.
How I love you.
Isn't that awesome? I'll even zoom in so you can see it a little better. All right, I'm going to dry this. Turning off my mic. Awesome, isn't it? Awesome, awesome, awesome. You can't go wrong. This is what makes it cool. Hey, Molly. I know, awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it, love it, love it. Muy bien, muy bien. I think we can probably save this paper since it was just a little bit of tape on it. For whatever reason we need to save it, we can. There's a big piece. Oops. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay, I think I did all right. Might have Pixie spray on it, but should be fine. Maybe, we'll see.
So just to let you guys know, Pixie spray, Pixie spray should, you should be able to, like traditionally if you're using it with stencils, you should be able to use your stencils with it 5 times. Silk screens, maybe not, because you are washing it. And by washing it, you could potentially wash a little bit of the adhesive off on it.
Mimi is having an open house. Well, that would be kind of fun.
Mimi, that is fun.
That would be it. Yeah, Loretta Potts said she drove up from Alabama or up to Alabama to go see it.
Do you know, I don't think I've ever met Mimi in person.
Nope, haven't met her yet.
We were going to meet her at convention, but she couldn't go due to personal reasons, and it was quite sad. So someday I will meet her. And hello, yes. Loretta. I hope things are going well for you, my dear. Don't forget, tomorrow for all my Club Couture members, we will be doing our Club Couture Live tomorrow.
That matches my living room decor. Awesome. Fulgham says, yeah, it does. That would be good if you had that. All that. This would fit Mandy's too. She has a lot of black and white stuff. Okay, so look at how good that turned out. I love it.
Everybody said, love it, awesome, wow.
So cool. Love this technique.
Yeah. Now you can, if you want to, not saying you have to, if you want to do the border, you can take our chalkable marker and just draw along it, and that will border in your cozy. Some people like that. I'm not going to do that, but if you wanted to, you could. All right, we do need the let's get part, and I'm going to make sure that this is super dry.
Yeah, she is a very down-to-earth person. Let's get jiggy with it. No, wait.
Ooh, our apostrophe is just, I wonder if I can move it.
What's wrong with it?
Well, the way I want to, because it technically centered, would be right about L. Like if we go down here, you could see it should be like right about there. So we're gonna just hit
a stud.
See? But that's okay. I just want to make sure that's it's about centered, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So once again, these studs do kind of make it difficult if you're chalking near them. So try to, this apostrophe is going to be a little tricky, but the thing would be try to push it down with your fingers around the studs. And we're going to just be very careful when we chalk.
Probably fill it in afterwards.
If we need to fill it in afterwards, we can. Okay, we ready?
We are. Looks like flannel fabric.
Kind of does.
Kind of does.
All right, so I'm going to grab my black Chalkology paste. And this is a pretty good consistency. I did add a pretty good amount of distilled water to this. And the reason, why do we have to use distilled water again?
Distilled water is a very, very clean, almost nothing in it water. Tap water usually has weird additives from, uh-oh.
What?
He was about to.
Okay.
So anyway, you with all those additives removed, you don't have the chance of anything getting contaminated in your paste, where like tap water could have, or even filtered water might as well. So it's very, very cool. It's very good to use distilled, which is why we also use distilled in our sprayers, because it's so fine, that little hole is so teeny tiny.
Yep. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm going to explain here. Right now, we are using the paste really to hold this transfer down. It almost acts as an adhesive. So when we're removing it, we want to be holding it down and then taking the excess and putting it away. Now, I cannot stress this enough. When you're doing something like this, you want to go vertical, not horizontal. Horizontal will give you the tendency, especially on wood or anything that has a horizontal thread to it, and it could get it to leak. So once again, I'm going to hold it down, remove it, and then when I get up to here to the stud parts, I am going to just very carefully try to remove it. And I am going to ask Sean to remove this because I have black paste on my fingers that I don't want to. But I am going to do a final push because we really want to get this black. And then go ahead and remove it. And let's see how we did.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Hey, Toby.
We do have one area where we need to fix, but the great thing is our chalk pen will help us do that. So let me first dry it, and then some areas I missed is right here on the lets, and that's an easy fix. So I'm going to turn on my hairdryer, and then we'll get started on our next board here. Oh, that's right, we're making two, guys. They are in a rambunctious mode. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Oh, this has turned out so great. So, the areas that I do have my little mistakes, you can see them right here and here. So, I'm going to grab my chalkable marker that's in black and white. We're also going to grab just a scrap piece of paper or the box that this came in, and we're going to make sure that it is primed and pumped, meaning that we push up and down. This is going to get as much of the black in there as we can get. And you don't really, when you are fixing using it on a burlap, you don't really want to go back and forth with it because of the texture. So I'm just going to make little dots of where I need this color. And I'm not going to go back and forth because there is little hairs in here. It's a burlap board. So for example, I'll show you, but if you go back and forth, you can disrupt those hairs, and the hairs can transfer that paste in different places. So I'm just going to go like this, kind of doing little dots on it versus coloring it like a pen. Now, what I love about our chalk markers is, unlike other chalk markers on the market, they don't have dollops. Sometimes when you do this up and down motion a lot, you're going to get little dollops coming down. I know we have all had it before. We don't have that. That's one lovely thing about our markers, is it's very controlled on that tip. Now we can dry it. All right, this one's done. Let's turn her around, zoom out, and OMG, I love it.
Want to get a
Isn't that awesome, guys?
Where's my thingy?
All right, so we're gonna put this one off to the side, and we are gonna start on our next one, Shawnee.
Sweet.
All right, so this one will not be as long because we're not doing a pattern in it. So this one, we are going to be using Cadet and Black. The reason why is I was going to use white, but white doesn't show up amazing on this, just because it's white. And black and that Cadet is going to show up beautifully. Now, we are going to be using 2 transfers. This is a D size, and it is literally called CHILLAX Duo. And we're going to be using Thou Shalt, I think it says clean your room, I think. Yes, Thou Shalt Clean Thy Room. So we're going to start by cutting this. Right here on our cut line. And I always say chillax. So this is going to be chill with the AX here. So we're going to have thou shalt in black, chill will be in blue, AX will be in black, and then we're going to put the mom 2-1 on the bottom. So because we're doing that, we need to make sure it is positioned on our board, which Sean will zoom out here in a sec. Really nice. So we're going to see kind of how this will play out. So I think if we do the chill there first, then do the axe. Perfect. So I'm not going to fuzz this, and there is a reason. Sean, why do you think there's a reason?
For what?
Why am I not going to fuzz this?
Because this has fuzz already on it, basically, so there's no reason. And so we want as much stickiness as we need.
So this is should be a 12 by 18. Now, if you measure the board, it is not going to be 12 by 18. And do you know why?
Because the studs are kind of like taking up space.
So the studs, in between the studs is where the 12 is. So if you're trying to align stuff, make sure on this one you're measuring from the center of the stud to the center of the stud, and then you'll know where you can center is. So my chill should be right about there, and before I press that down, then I can see if my, I could probably go down just a little more. So let's go ahead and have this chill right about.
So you're thinking right about there. It's gonna be like right on the edge.
Perfect.
You could probably you're gonna this X is gonna be more closer to this edge than your C over there.
You're right. Okay, cool. So I am going to measure from the bottom. So there's about 4 inches. 4 inches.
Nice.
You can always measure, and then worst case scenario, you can do the Sean, take a look, what do you think test.
Funny, the lines in the burlap go sideways.
I know, because they're diagonal.
It's like, whoa.
But does it look
no,
good?
you know, that looks good, yeah.
Okay, so we are going to make sure we have this nice, and I have not prepped my cadet. So I'm going to put this off to the side and show you guys kind of the consistency when dealing with this. So first of all, I'm going to make sure we have all of the paste. And the cadet is super thick. So I'm going to grab my distilled water, and as Sean was explaining, the distilled water is almost as close as it can get to the cleanest water, which means you won't have your paste molding as much. You won't have it reacting much because it's so close to pure water. That's where a lot of our mold is, but also if you don't use distilled water, it can jam up our fine mist sprayer.
Yeah.
Which, when I say it's a fine mist sprayer, it is fine.
Yeah, a lot of problems is that when you use normal tap water, because of a lot of the minerals and stuff, it starts, collecting inside as it's drying, and then next thing you know, you're completely clogged and you can't do anything about it.
So we want it as close to a kind of a runny cake batter. Normally, I would say on a board you want it a thicker cake batter. On a burlap board, we want it a little on the thinner side so it will go through our transfer nice and good. I love Cadet. I was debating between Cadet and Iris, but I think
Iris would have been kind of fun.
Iris would be fun, but I'm envisioning this more as a room that would go into a boys' room, but it would be fun. But I think if this, because not saying like I'm telling that boys mostly need to relax, but chillax, boys usually need to chillax. All right. So let's start with.
Sorry.
I know. I just love doing that with you. It's like, let's start a movement.
It's starting to swell, and then it hurts. It doesn't hurt. It's very uncomfortable, and me having very fuzzy arms, it itchy. Hey, you guys, you left some snow behind here in Ontario. You can still have it.
Yeah, we don't want it.
We don't need it yet.
Sean's the type that he likes it to start snowing right after Thanksgiving and stop literally the day after Christmas.
Yeah, that would be best. No, I'm fine with it being longer, but if you really want it to know, I'd rather be somewhere it's warm all the time.
Okay, let's not talk about that. We upset people. Okay, so once again, I'm going to grab a new squeegee. I am going to hold it and push it through really good at this point. So hold. And this is pretty thin, which is what I wanted, but it's so thin it's hard to get it up with my squeegee.
Ta-da! Like that.
Hey, be real careful. There is some.
Oh, let me get that. Right, I'll do that before I do anything. Clean that up, and then we'll give this a quick dry. All right, here we go.
You okay?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna actually dry that because at an angle I can see where it's still a little wet.
Love the font, love that color pops on the gray.
So the axe is gonna go here, and this is really important that we do next because we need to make sure that A and X is perfectly centered between the others before we do the thou shalt. So because I am not fuzzing this, and I do want to protect my chill, I'm going to grab these are our transfer backer sheets. I use these a lot, really, to kind of protect what we just did. So I'm gonna grab one of those, and I'm gonna put that right here over the chill, and just kind of leave that A exposed so I can figure out where I wanna put my AX. So, do you think that's too much of a space between the L and the A, or just about right? The L goes to right about there.
I think that's okay.
Or do you think it should be closer? What do you think? So here's the end of the L.
Right about there.
Okay. So I'm gonna put this right here to protect this. And I am also going to make sure we are where I want to be. So I'm going to grab my tape measure. And this is about 3 1/4.
So Miss Salas is wanting to know, what are you drinking over there?
2 1/2.
2 1/2?
That's not good.
No.
So let's measure. So this really should be in the center of that. So it should be more right about. I am drinking water with raspberry and, raspberry and white peach flavoring. So 3. Still off a little. So we'll go down with it.
Hey, stop licking.
Well, for heaven's sakes, it needs to go down just.
What did I just tell you? Stop licking.
All right, up a little, and then we'll check our spacing, and we should be good. So that's at right about 2.75, and perfect. Okay, now let's just check our spacing. The L, I'll lift this up, Shani, so you can see where the L is. The L ends right about to there. You can see it right through there. What do you think?
I think that's fine. It looks about the same spacing as that.
Okay.
Even if it's a little off, I think it's fine because it is a whole different font.
Okay, thanks, Sean.
You talk about what you're using over there?
I did, but you can re-explain it to him.
So if some of you are wondering what this is a backer sheet. You get 10 in a pack, which is really cool because if you need to use them it's really good when you have a lot of small stuff in one thing and then you can place it all on that. But what he's using here is that this way we don't have to put any of the new stickiness on top of the paste and it will not come up by accident. And so you're just basically doing a mask off with using a backer sheet. It's very cool.
Can I get you to clean the outside of that?
Oh, okay, sure can.
Thank you.
Ooh, yes.
All right, so once again, I'm going to use black. It is been thinned down a little bit. Not a lot, but you know, enough for it to. And we're going to hold the top. This has got a pretty good stick to it, but because we're using the backer sheet off to the side there, it does have the potential of possibly pulling up on us. So put it on first. And now what we can do is grab a new squeegee and remove our excess. And this is when we want to kind of push through on your burlap. Your burlap, remember, is
very textured.
Yeah, it's got a textured finish. So you want to make sure your paste is the right consistency and you just want to hold things down. We're going to take a peek to see if we like it or if we need to put more. It looks good there.
Beautimous. Zoom out a little bit so we can see the word CHILLAX. Look at that. All right, I'm going to dry this.
Okay, so the last part of this is you have a couple options. You can choose to do this in maybe a white, the thou shalt and the mom. We can do it in black. We can choose a different color. I'm kind of leaning towards black or white. What is your thought, Sean? Do you think just black to keep it consistent, or do you like the white? Maybe white?
Maybe white, yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. We can do it in white, and if we don't like it, we line it up and do it in black.
Mm-hmm. You're good.
Okay, so I'm going to grab my white. And then what we're going to be using is the thou shalt, and it's going to go kind of off to the center, or we can do it in the center and center. What do you think?
I like off center.
You like the off center over here and here? You got it. Okay. So once again, I'm not going to fuzz. I'm going to grab backer sheets to protect everything, and we're going to do it in white first to see what we like. So.
Jasmine says white.
Perfect.
So does Jessica.
Jessica.
Salas.
Hi, Jessica Salas. Yeah, I think.
Is there something I can help you with, little miss? As you burp? Hey. Hey. Yes, what can I do for you? Hi.
Okay, I need them to.
You gotta go. Come on.
Yeah,
let's go.
Thank you.
We're not going outside either. Nope. Let's go back. Come on. Come on. I think we're done. Did everybody eat their food? Did you eat her food?
I don't think it's going to lift up that, to be honest. It's on there pretty good.
I think as long as you don't put any.
Okay, so before I do this, I'm going to do my T here, make sure we're at 2.5. 2.5.
Off center for sure. Lady said red.
Ooh, that would look kind of interesting.
White would look nice. Janet says white.
So just for extra precaution, I am going to grab my placement tape and put over clean, just in case if I hit it, it does not go through. So it's just a precaution. All right, grab my white, grab my squeegee, let's do this.
Rules of 3, Holly says. White will be great.
All right. Ruh-roh. Can you hold this real quick?
Don't do mom 2.1. Do Ken 2.1.
Oh, that's cute, but then that would mean I'd have to use placement letters. And
Yeah, that would take way too long. Did you do a little bit on there anyway?
I did.
How did that happen?
I do not know, Jonathan.
Yeah, but went right. You probably didn't press.
I think I went underneath the placement tape.
You did.
But the nice thing is it's white, and we are going to be able to not see it. All right, we have a little bit on our eye, but I actually kind of like it. All right, I'm going to go clean that and dry that. I'll be right back, Sean.
They said you need this sign for Ken from the car.
Chillax.
Chillax, everyone. Chillax.
Just chillax.
Chillax.
What's wrong, Shawnee?
I was going to say, if you had kind of a stiff bristle, you could probably get in there.
Yep, I will. Can you move that for me real quick? I'm going to clean my transfer. All right.
You got this. Want to do that?
You have to be really careful because it's also going to...
Fuzz it.
Yep. So just using my 4-inch squeegee to get all that water out of there. We're going to lift this up. Grab, Sean's just grabbing a regular towel. And now I'm going to grab my fuzzing cloths, put it rough side down, and we're going to push this down.
Oh.
It's so funny. These dogs are literally out all day with us. Like, they very rarely, even when we leave the house now, we let them roam. The only time they have to go in their pens now is when we do lives. And you would think our little angel, our little miss, our cutie patootie Riles is abused. Like, we put her back there all day.
Yeah.
She's just looking for
Even when we leave, they just roam the house. They don't even go in the back anymore because they do so well.
Mm-hmm. All right, so...
I think we're going to...
Let's go ahead and I'm going to put Mom right down here. So if that's kind of lined up with that, we're going to line this up with the bottom of the A and the 1, so like right about there. Does that look even?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jessica Sal is on Twitch. Welcome to Twitch. Don't you love the look of it? Look how pretty that is. I'm loving it. Ta-da! Nice. All right, I will dry this.
Thou shalt relax, Mom 2.1. All right, so looking pretty good. What do you think, Sean?
I'm loving this.
Isn't that
awesome.
cute? So I do want, I'm now that is bugging me, the white and that blue. You really can't see it. Maybe on Twitch you can. All I need is a...
Yeah, Twitch you actually can see it, look.
Yep, a little paintbrush, and we're just going to, wait. Okay.
You thought it was a different color?
I thought it was iris.
Little,
It freaked me out a little.
little purple.
Just like that.
I love the distress of it. I know, doesn't it? Cool.
And,
Love it,
you know what, I
Tinkin, love it.
actually
Nice
have,
board, looks great.
I'm going to add a little bit more over here in my L. You can probably see it really on Twitch and possibly in other ones, but it looks like I didn't push my design enough. And for the most part, because of the stressing, it really wouldn't matter. But with that said, since I have a paintbrush already out, I might as well.
Somebody said this on a t-shirt would be awesome.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Love it, cute, love it, looks pretty, love it, hearts.
So I did kind of make this because I do say this a lot, you need a chillax, but I've been, you know, a lot of times I think like, especially with Couture, we have a hard time making, you know, kind of boy designs. And I always think of my mom always telling me, you need to just chill. She would say chill because chillax wasn't a thing. You need to chill. You need to chill. And now it's just like, you know, I'm telling you, going to Isabel's house reminded me so much of me as a kid. Just, you know, I was hyper and always wanted to be, you know, and she would always be like, okay, it's time for everyone to, you know, chillax. And that's kind of where my inspiration was from on this, so. Now the 2.1, looks like we didn't get a good coverage, but it's the way the burlap is. What do you think? Looks good? Do we need to fix anything else, or is it good? Okay,
think it's
do a
fine.
final dry. All right, so there is Thou Shalt Chillax. So we did 2 boards. We have this one. And don't forget, we have our Let's Get Cozy. I don't know which one I like better. That's a hard one. These are cool. Sean, which one do you like better? And if you guys want to do a screenshot now, you can.
Here, let me step away.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know.
One more? Can you zoom in a little bit on that
I
when you get a
sure-
screenshot for them?
One moment. I've got to get off of this.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I know, those are fun. All right, let's show you up what they look like this way.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have that one. Let's Get Cozy. And Thou Shalt Chillax. I like them both. I really do.
Never would have had that vision from 2 different transfers.
Yeah, I really wanted it to say you need to chillax. And I did, you guys, I hate using the alphabets. So Ryan was like, you could use the alphabets and show placement. And I was like, or we can find a transfer to make it work. And that's where I got the thou shalt and mom, which I love because that's something a mom would say. So both of these will be available during the auction on Sunday. So if you want to bid on these, they will be there. I have to say, going into this, I knew I was gonna love this, but this turned out way better than I thought it was going to. And I actually think I might like this one more.
Yep.
Because it's more me. Like, I need to chillax. So,
Yes.
So anyways, yeah. If you guys have any questions on Couture or joining or anything, let us know. Tomorrow we will not be live because we're doing our Club Couture live. And those tend to be a little bit longer because we do 3 projects. And then Sunday, we will be live. It will count as our 45 days of live. Remember though, that is on Ken's Creations YouTube only. We will not be streaming anywhere else. And the reason why is people are bidding and it can be very confusing if they're bidding in multiple places.
Yeah.
So
I wish we could do it on all on Twitch, but not everybody has Twitch.
yes, I know. So for everyone that joined, thank you so much. This was a great project. We got 2 done. The pattern overlay worked out perfectly. And it is an hour and 30, so I feel very good that we did it. We need to eat and possibly celebrate our anniversary at some point and clean. So we are going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope you guys have a wonderful Friday evening, a beautiful weekend. We will see you on Sunday for our auction. Our club members, we will see you tomorrow. And as always, we love you guys. Bye, everyone.